One of the hardest things to do making online video is actually understanding your audience, so we're going to provide you some solutions to that today. Hi, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Eric.
Welcome back to Pop Your Presence, helping you be better on camera and online. And today we're discussing more about the audience and understanding the audience specifically. So like, what are some things you can do, Eric, to kind of gauge where your audience is at and what their interests are?
So one of the things that we like to do is poll our audience directly. I mean, it sounds pretty obvious, but there's a number of different ways you can poll your audience to see what they're interested in. So, for example, if you have an email list and you're that lucky, you can use something like SurveyMonkey to run a poll and ask your audience a number of questions. Right now on YouTube, if you have 1,000 subscribers, you can run a poll in the community tab and ask your audience what they're interested in. In fact, we did this just a couple days ago on your channel.
Yeah, so something that I've been doing a lot recently is trying to figure out what the new subscribers that I'm getting really want to see, because they're kind of in an area that I've never been before, India. So I polled them asking about different creators that they would want to hear about, because I talk about in depth on how creators become successful, etc. So that's something that you can utilize. I would be careful when polling. Don't ask things all the time, because it can just get annoying. So make sure that when you are running polls, it's very specific and it's very targeted, so that you can get the best results and the best answers, so that you can make content that they actually want to see.
If you're in a Facebook group, for example, that's in your niche, you can use the Facebook polling feature. Now, obviously, if you're in a Facebook group and you're not running it, you need to be providing a lot of value in that group. You need to be interacting and being like a real member of the group. But once you've got that license, you can run a Facebook poll and ask people some questions if they're your audience, and see what the responses are in Facebook. And it works really, really well, actually.
So another thing that we've discovered that's really working out well is to just directly look at the comments on your videos and other people's videos in your space. Usually they are saying something that they want to see from whatever creator it is. Eric, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so if you want to understand your audience, really you need to see what your audience is saying and typing, and the comments are actually one of the best things you can do. You can look at your own videos, but if you don't have that much traction or that much comments yet, go to some of the bigger creators out there. Look at Instagram, look at Facebook, you can look at the groups, you can look at YouTube comments, and they are a wealth of information about what people really, really want to know about. I commented recently on a pretty big video, and there's like a couple hundred responses to it now about a very, very specific topic in the automobile space. So that tells me there's a high degree of interest in this topic, which happens to be the GM plant shutdown thing right now. So that's a great way of finding out what your audience is into, is just reading the other people's comments on other big channels.
Why beat around the bush? Go straight to the source, and that's the comments themselves. So Eric, what if you're a business owner? What is something you can do to really figure all that stuff out?
So you've got some clients you want to talk to. Maybe you got like 5 or 6 of your clients that are your best clients. Give them a call, send them an email, have lunch with them, figure out what is important to them, what are their needs, what are their concerns, because they're your audience essentially, and your big clients are probably going to mirror and represent who you're going to be reaching online, ideally, if you want to have that, expand that kind of client. So just have a conversation with them, talk to them. It actually works really well. The clients actually like to give you feedback, because there's going to be some things you're doing well, some things you could use a little bit of improvement on. That's also important, to know what your audience wants. So really easy. I like doing it. So if you're setting up a poll, what's a good way of going about it?
So I see a lot of polls that are just like simple yes/no questions on YouTube, and that's something that you really shouldn't do. It doesn't give you a very clear gauge necessarily of something specific, unless you ask a very specific question. So something you need to think about is put yourself in your audience's shoes. What can you provide to them? Ask them, what value can you give to them? So ask them kind of what they need, and then you can go based on that poll and provide them that value that you ask specifically.
So think about what your audience needs, and when you're creating the poll, think about giving not like 25 possibilities, but maybe like 3 or 5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Figure out what you think might be the top things, poll that, and then you can just run another poll later.
So let's say you run a poll, you kind of get the results, you're looking at them, and then you totally do something that's different from the poll. You choose like the least accepted option on that poll. That's not the best way to give the respect to your audience or be empathetic with them, is it, Eric?
Right, so be empathetic to your audience, listen to what they're saying, talk with them, have conversations in different places, on different parts of social media, on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot. Really, really try to listen, really take that information, take it to heart, because they're giving you their time basically. You're trading, you're basically asking for their free time in exchange for watching you. So you really want to be empathetic. You really want to respond to your audience's needs, and just think about specifically like how you can help them better. If you want to learn more about how to find your audience and what they're after, we have a Facebook group.
Yeah, we do.
Amazingly enough, there's going to be a link down below here. We've also got a playlist on this too. It's going to be over here. Hit subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.